She died when I was 3 months pregnant. That was hard. Not having her around, not seeing her first grandchild, not seeing me get married. It's been hard. But she wouldn't want me to sit and dwell. She wants me to be strong and to be the best that I can be, which is what I try to do. Sorry.
When our health falters, the impact can be dramatic.
What is it? Tell me.
I just hate it so much.
But often, it's our partners and our loved ones that suffer just as much.
It's almost like having a third person in the relationship.
How could you want to look at that and be attracted to it?
Are you here alone?
Yeah, by myself, really.
With top in-house specialists on hand to treat his patients.
Lean back towards me.
Well, good morning. How are you?
World-renowned Dr. Christian Jessen has set up a state-of-the-art clinic to give people from across Britain the kind of care that sometimes fails to reach them.
How can I help?
It's not every day you get to be seen as a whole person rather than your condition.
That's why I love my job.
I do feel like I'm a burden.
Yeah. Why though? It's nothing you've done, is it?
Just feel like I'm not getting better.
Every step of their journey will be captured as they share their most vulnerable moments and intimate problems.
Sorry.
It's okay.
In the hope of solving issues at the very heart of their lives.
I've got that one at the front there.
Every day I live my life, I think about it. Something has to be done.
I'll have the opportunity to talk to partners, to mothers, to daughters, as well as the patient themselves, really to try and pick up all the pieces and to address the sometimes very complex emotional problems that come hand in hand with the underlying condition.
I finally have answers. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
There's actually hope.
Hello, hello, hello. Morning. How are we?
Great.
Yeah, what did you do on your days off?
I went for a little spa day with my mum.
Did you?
Yeah, it was lovely.
You like spas, you too?
Yes.
Yeah, I love
Do you?
spas.
I don't like people touching me in that way.
Why not?
No.
You don't like massages?
No. You're lying completely naked on a slab, waiting for someone to come in and do things to you. I mean, some people pay good money for that, let's be honest, but I find it a bit weird.
Love it.
Would you let us massage you?
No, definitely not. Absolutely not. Should we talk to your patients today?
Yes.
Actually, one of them is a taxi driver, so we've probably left the meter running outside, so we better get going.
Yes.
Yeah?
See you later.
See you all soon.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hello. Please come in. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Frankie O'Connor, age 24, and from London.
Hello.
Hello, right. All good, all good. I'm an entertainer at Butlins. Do the bingo, kids' games, daytime activities, adult game shows, try and sing and dance and see how that goes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take a seat. How did you two meet each other?
Entertaining.
Butlins, yeah.
Yeah,
Butlins
Butlins.
Redcoats.
I really liked Frankie when I first met him. He was a bit of a cheeky chappy, and we used to always have little chats at the bar, a bit of banter, and I was like, quite like this guy.
You okay?
Yeah. It's very rare you meet a good-looking girl with a sense of humour as well. And she had both, and I was like, no, I've got no chance. And all my mates again, no, she's out of your league, mate. And then, lucky enough, we both thought the same, and it went from there.
How long have you two been together for?
Nearly 3 years.
Nearly 3 years.
Cool. Are you two engaged?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Where did you get engaged?
Mexico. In January.
In Mexico.
Yeah.
Did you see it coming though, the proposal?
I was completely clueless, didn't have a clue.
Oh, you're good then.
I know.
Frankie's kind of a closed person, so he doesn't talk about it all the time, but I think the condition has knocked Frankie's confidence a little bit.
Hello.
Hello.
Would you two like to come on through with me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Come on in.
When we get married, that's going to be the best day of our lives. I want to know that I've done everything I possibly can about the condition, so it's sorted before the wedding.
All right. Frankie, what would you like help with?
I've got alopecia areata, as far as I'm aware. It started on my beard, and then went to a small patch on the top of my head, just there.
Tell me the background to it. How long has it been going on? How did it start? All of that sort of thing.
I found a patch beginning of last year, and then just didn't think nothing of it, did I?
Found a patch where?
It was just here. It was a little thumbprint.
Yeah.
It just spread. It just literally went boom.
So why don't you show me the patches on your head?
Yeah.
Where are they? We'll have a quick look. I only need to see a couple of them. Point out the main. Oh, the back of your head. Let's have a look at
The back one's the.
Sorry, you won't like this. I know.
Alopecia simply means hair loss, and alopecia areata describes a certain type of hair loss, usually on the scalp, and it's usually in discrete, solitary patches.
Let me have a look at your beard here.
Yeah.
It can occur in both men and women, and we're not really sure of the exact cause, but we think it's probably an autoimmune condition.
The skin hasn't changed in any way, has it?
No.
Good. Fine.
And I just want to know, what can I do to either help stop it?
Yeah.
Or is it just gonna, that's how your hair is now?
I've got to give you this, my dear.
Thank you very much.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
Hello. Come in. Thank you. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can I have your surname, please?
Arnold.
Thank you. Take a seat.
Thank you very much. My name's Tony Arnold. I'm 59. I'm living currently in Leighton Buzzard in Bedfordshire.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a London taxi driver.
No, what, the black cabs?
It's in your car park.
Are you on your own?
I am.
Why?
Is that a proposal? Have been for,
Oh, Tony.
have been for the last 30 years. Yes, I'm on my own, yes.
Okay.
Prior to this condition, I was like a Prince Charming. I was extremely slim, agile, and very promiscuous. Probably the main reason that I got divorced. So my daughter's 34 and my son is 32. Yeah, there's a 2-year gap. A granddaughter and my grandson, these are my aspirations for me to want to survive. But for me to survive, I really need to break this cycle. I have this positive incentive that I'm hoping that I'll start to get better.
One of the types of alopecia that you can get is called a scarring alopecia, where the hair loss is nearly always permanent. That is not what you've got there. In all the cases of alopecia that I've seen, nearly always the stress of it, the worry about what is going to happen, makes it worse quite quickly.
Can I put my hat back on? Is that
Yeah,
right?
of course you can.
Sometimes I feel people looking, if I've got a bit of stubble, they look at my chin a bit, and they don't say anything, but sometimes I just want to go, I've got alopecia.
I wear a sign.
Yeah, exactly. Look at me.
Printed, yeah.
I've been using hair follicles, but they just attach. But
Oh, little fibres, little fibrous things you put in. Yeah.
I've been using them, and because of the back of my hair, some bits there's no hair there, so it's a bit bald.
Yeah.
And so the hair follicles come off on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And it just looks like I've got I don't know, just like some sort of
Black dandruff.
Yeah, black dandruff just around me. It's like.
All right. How about the people you work with?
I work in entertainment,
Yeah.
so we both work and we met in the industry, which just means you're in the public eye all the time. And they used to bring me on stage as alopecia.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, it's one of those things, like...
And what do you do?
They mean well, and whenever I said to them, come on, no, that's not funny, they're like, sorry.
Is it getting you down, or are you all right with it? Be honest.
Honestly, it gets me down. It does get me down. When it's just me and you, when I'm doing my hair, I follow the hairbrush, like, for God's sake.
You get frustrated, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, do I just go and just shave it off and stuff like that? And I do, it does get to me.
We also want to get married as well, and that's kind of putting you on
I don't want to be there with patches or even the hair follicle stuff on a nice suit, if you're wearing white and you give me a hug and there's like a big black blob there, it just, I want to get it sorted.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like it's okay, that's like the result, that's like the incentive to like, okay, let's try and get this sorted.
So are you sort of you want to get married, but you're not doing because of this?
Pretty much, yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. Can pop off the scale and pop your shoes on.
Cheers.
Did you have any breakfast?
Yes.
Oh, what did you have?
Bacon and sausages and some nice baked beans.
I had that too, you know.
It was really nice. Very enjoyable. I'm sure it won't do my health any good.
No,
However,
that's really unhealthy.
it's very, very tasty. Very, very pleasant. I would just like to start, please, just start to do normal, everyday stuff which normal, everyday people do.
Dr. Christian will see you now, Tony.
Have a nice morning.
You too.
Then perhaps I can start to enjoy life. And why shouldn't I?
Come in. Hi,
Good
Tony.
morning. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Come on and have a seat with me.
Thank you for your time.
That's a pleasure. Tony, what can I do for you?
Well, sir, I have issues, unfortunately, that have built up over the last 10 to 15 years.
Mm. Your job, I know you drive, don't
Yes.
you? Taxi driver.
Yes, I am.
How many hours sort of a day are you in the car?
I do 7 days, probably a minimum of 8 hours and a maximum of 10.
Golly, so you do long days?
Yeah.
But that means really no exercise at all?
I used to be really fit. Used to play football
Yeah.
at quite a high standard. I have no fitness regime whatsoever.
So what are the problems that you've got?
I have issues with my bowels. Sometimes I can't control myself, and these issues, and I need to find a loo immediately.
Do you soil yourself?
Unfortunately, yes.
You do? Has that happened?
Thankfully, only 3 or 4 occasions.
So bowels is one thing. What were the other things?
Okay, the other thing is that I have. I'm proud to say that I've got acne again at the age of 59. I have a skin condition on my back.
Yeah.
I've had it now for a good year and a half, maybe 2 years, and it is starting to work its way around to the sides and into the hairline.
All right, why don't you just stand up and take your shirt off for me, and we'll have a look at what's going on your back.
Okay.
Yeah, pop it on the chair. Turn around, and let's have a look. And it's just your back, yeah?
It's just my back.
All right. What I also want to do is have a feel of your tummy.
Sure.
So can you come and lie on your back on here for me? Just lie flat on your back. All right, just relax now, Tony.
A little bit sort of there.
So you've got a good old hernia sticking out the middle there. When you lift your head up, do you see that bump? Do it again. There. You see that? That's a hernia. It's coming straight through your abdominal muscles. So you would have 2 straps of muscle down there. Normally they'd be fairly neatly held together.
Yeah.
They've really stretched apart, probably because of all this.
Yeah.
All right, the sort of increased pressures. And that thing is really bulging through, quite significantly, actually. And I wonder if you're not actually chronically constipated.
Really?
Yeah. A divaricational hernia occurs when the muscles of the stomach wall, the abdominal muscles, get stretched and they move apart, leaving a gap in the middle for the gut to protrude through. They look very dramatic, but they're not usually of any great medical significance, and they certainly don't need treating. When you're chronically constipated, you get something called overflow diarrhea. So when you're all bunged up, solid,
Yeah.
the stuff above it, this is going to get a bit graphic, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The stuff above it's got to come out somehow. And it sits there and it sort of ferments and festers and it becomes very liquid. And then it flows over the sides around the blockage and it comes out sometimes in a real uncontrollable rush of diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's not what's going on with you, actually.
That sounds very feasible, sir.
Does it? Good. Well, let's sit you down and let's talk more, all right?
Do you think you could prop me up a bit with the
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to need a bit more, sorry.
That's all right. You okay?
Yeah.
You want to sit up?
Oh,
there you go. You
thanks
up?
very much. That's fine.
What happens when you lie down like that?
I haven't slept in a bed for about 10 years.
All right, just take it easy. Stay sitting on the edge and then stand up slowly.
No,
stand up slowly.
that's okay.
It's all right.
I fall asleep on a recliner.
Why do you sleep sitting upright?
Because I just can't get comfortable.
Do you know, when I was at school, I used to have really bad acne.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, your skin looks really good now.
Oh, it looks okay now. But like every now and again, I'll get like a spot on my head or on my face somewhere.
I know the acne thing can be a hormonal issue.
Do you know, my auntie, when she had a baby, she grew a moustache, like a natural moustache. I was like, what the?
Oh my God.
How did it go?
Yeah, really good.
Good.
Yeah, it's positive. Waiting for the specialist now.
Okay.
See what he says. Or she. You right?
Yeah. Are you?
Hair loss was, I believe it was about August, early September last year.
Doctor's ready to see you now.
Lovely
Like to come with
stuff.
me?
Yeah, sure. And when I lifted up my hair, and you could see how far and how big the patches got, I was like, yeah, that is a problem that needs resolving.
Hi,
Hello, you right?
Take a seat. My name's Dr. Shiraz. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Please.
Just let me know if I'm needed.
Thank you. How can I help you today?
Got alopecia, areata. I got it diagnosed in September last year as alopecia.
Yeah.
But they just didn't really say much. It was just more of a, oh wow, you've got alopecia. I was like, yeah. And then since then, it's gone from my face to my hair, back of my head, and got quite a few patches now.
Okay. Can I have a look?
Yeah, of course you can.
Bring you across here, if that's all right. Right, so you can have a look at your scalp as well, that's all right. So, and you do have fine hairs trying to grow out, shorter hairs across here where they have grown. Let's have a look at some other areas. So less hair growth on this side.
Yeah.
In the case, any on this side? Mm-hmm. So this bit's all okay, is it?
I think there's a small one there
Yes,
somewhere.
there is, right.
People do keep asking me, I say I'm engaged and they're like, when's the wedding? And I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know yet. He doesn't like talking about it much, so I don't really express it to many people, but it is a bit sad, and I would like to get married soon.
Right, so take a seat. The cause of alopecia areata is essentially inflammation from where the hair follicle arises. So in some people, there is an aggregation of cells here called white cells. Unfortunately, people with alopecia, these white cells tend to congregate around this hair follicle and they attack it. There's always a chance that if we can shift some of these white cells, then the hair will hopefully regrow.
Mm-hmm.
So the methods of shifting the inflammation would be to directly inject, because then you're targeting the white cells.
Mm-hmm. Is it almost instantly effective?
It'll take a good few weeks before you'll start noticing new hairs.
Cool.
In terms of success rate, between 65 and 90% or so of people get good hair growth where there's been injection treatment. I guess the question is how long it lasts, which will be impossible to predict. See you soon.
See you soon.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello.
Injections.
That's scary.
Imagine if I get it and it starts coming back. Amazing. Imagine by January she's going for a haircut.
So does that mean that I've got a hernia?
Well, you have. I don't think we need to do anything about it.
Oh, good.
But it says to me that you've got a lot of increased abdominal pressure. You've got lots of stuff going on in your tummy. You're sitting down all day, so it's permanently squashed.
Yes.
You probably feel that's you know, blocking of your breathing and things at times, I would imagine. And it just feels like there's a lot in there.
Sure.
And that's probably one of the things that's helped push that out a little bit.
Okay.
I do think you're probably really constipated and have been for a long time. So if we can unblock you, you know, I think things will start, you'll be a lot more comfortable.
Yep.
You'll be a lot more in control.
Yep.
So that's the bowels. I'm not going to read anything more into that. The other thing is I'm going to get you an appointment with a specialist for your back,
Okay.
all right, to really sort that out. So we'll get started with that. And obviously this has sort of made you a little bit reclusive, has it? You don't go out much?
No social life whatsoever. I've been on my own for quite a long time now, so I'm on my own since 1989, yeah.
You know, I think becoming isolated a little bit more and on your own, things do then slip. One thing goes, another thing goes until, you know.
My body is telling me that I'm 70 years old and I'm not quite 60 yet.
Okay.
And is extremely wearing me down. I feel as if I've just sunken into an abyss.
I'm Becky, I'm 34 and I'm from Plymouth.
Please come in. Thank you.
I describe myself as loyal, trustworthy, a bit nosy. I like to hear everyone's stories and listen to the gossip. Friendly, I'll do anything for anybody. It's nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you both?
Good, thank you.
Can I have your surname, please?
It's Spurgeon.
Please sign in for me here.
Nick he's 30, so he's my toy boy. He is in the Navy. He's got the biggest, bluest eyes you could wish to see and eyelashes that every girl would die to have for themselves.
Are you two married?
Yes.
We are, yeah.
When did you get married?
6 years ago.
Whoa. How many kids do you have?
Two.
One of each. Boy 10
That's
and
lovely.
a little girl 5.
Are the angels nice or trouble?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
Bit of both. They know how to work it when they want something.
Becky's the rock in the family. She'll put everybody else above herself, as well as still worrying about her own issues in the back of her mind.
I hate the way it's there. I always feel so nervous about what to do, say. I just hope he can give you the answers.
Becky's mum died age 46. So ever since then, Becky's got in the back of her mind, as you go into with a family history that she's got, that she could well carry the gene.
Hello, Angela speaking.
Angela, I'd like to see Becky, please.
No problem. Bye-bye.
I worry that I'm not going to get to see my children grow up and I'm not going to get to experience the things that I should do as a mum and that they're not going to be able to come to me when they're older. And that scares the life out of me. To be able to do something to prevent it, that's what I want to be able to try and control and find out.
Come in.
My wig is actually moving forward and back. Quickly. Excuse this. It's a wig.
Nice to meet you. I'm Christian. Come and have a seat here. Becky, how can I help?
So I'm here today to try and find out if there's any way you can do genetic testing on me.
Why?
My mum died when she was 46 with breast cancer. Her dad died when he was 64. His sisters died in their late 50s, early 60s of a female cancer, and their mum died of a female cancer.
And what about you then? Have you had any breast problems?
So I get a constant dull ache in my right breast, and it's more sort of towards the side of the breast and into the armpit. It's just a constant, it's not a pain, but it's a painful ache. And I just worry, and I can't get that niggle that history's going to keep repeating itself. Nobody's taking my concerns seriously because I'm a young, healthy woman.
Okay. All right. So I think as far as the genetics go, what we're looking for is a mutation in one or other of those genes, the BRCA genes. Now, the reason we go on about living relatives, so if a living relative under the age of 50 gets a cancer, we can test them, find out what mutation they have, and then we can test other relatives like you, specifically for that mutation. That's easy. With you,
it's a needle in a haystack.
What are we looking for? So it's much, much more complicated than that. I think let's try and allay any fears you might have with your breast currently, shall we?
Yeah.
Do you want me to have a look at your breast and see if we can work out what's causing the pain?
Yeah, that would be just to know.
Having a history of cancer in your family is always a frightening thing, but thankfully for some cancers like breast and ovarian cancer, there are genetic tests available. These tests aren't necessarily right for everyone. Interpreting the results can be tricky because having a cancer gene doesn't mean you will automatically end up with cancer, and not having a gene doesn't mean that you won't.
So I'm going to start on this side. My hands are freezing. I'm sorry, because this room is cold. You're not going to enjoy this very much at all. So, that's a look. When you examine your breast, how do you do it?
In circles.
That's exactly how I do it. And you compress it against the wall of your chest. And you're just feeling all the tissue sort of between your fingers and the chest wall. And sometimes it can be a little bit confusing. Sort of, your breasts are remarkably unlumpy.
My mum died when I was 3 months pregnant. That was hard. Not having her around, not seeing her first grandchild, not seeing me get married. It's been hard. But she wouldn't want me to sit and dwell. She wants me to be strong and to be the best that I can be, which is what I try to do.
So I'm examining your breasts. They feel absolutely fine, you know. And not a lump in sight anyway. They're all right. There's a little bit of tenderness. I mean, it may be a lymph node. I'm not convinced I can absolutely feel one, but we were sort of out of breast territory really and into armpit territory, but they can overlap a bit. So it's a tricky one because I know you're worried and I know you're anxious, which makes me worried and anxious too.
And I suppose the other niggle is my mum's, so the lump that my mum found was a secondary lump, and that was an aggressive cancer. The original lump was so deep inset, you wouldn't have found it through doing examinations. No. It's just everything constantly running through my mind.
Is it really?
It's a daily thing.
It's a daily worry for you?
Daily.
Do you think it's got a little bit out of hand, that worry?
Potentially, yeah. I suppose the closer to 40 I get, the more I worry, the more I panic that that time bomb's going to just go off and explode rather than go away. I count my years down rather than enjoy my years.
Yeah, that's not good. I think for peace of mind, let's get you an ultrasound as well.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, come on, let's send you off for a scan.
It must be so hard being a cab driver, you know? Don't you ever get really rude customers?
Often, but I'm used to it.
Really? What's the worst you've had?
A gun in the back of my head. I felt something in the back of my head. So I thought, is this fella having a laugh? So he said, you better give me all your money. And I said, you've got no chance. So I hit the brakes and he smashed up against the partition. And I ran into the police station and about 25 police officers all ran out, but he'd got out and gone.
You're joking?
Yeah.
For money, you know, he's not serious.
Yeah, well, other than that, no, it's been quite a mundane job, really.
Hello, Angela speaking.
Angela, I'll have Frankie and his partner again, please.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I told Charlotte about the alopecia on my chin when I first got it, and then it gradually got worse. And Charlotte was fine about it, to be fair. But I just want to get this sorted before we can get married.
Hey, welcome back. Charlotte, you sit back down there. Frankie, you sit there.
Yep.
What did the dermatologist say to you?
He said that we could try, there's variations of steroids.
Yeah.
And the most effective is the steroid injection. And we decided we'd go ahead with that.
It's not a cure, don't think of it that way. It can slow down hair loss, it can help encourage regrowth a little bit just by reducing the inflammatory process that's going on. Do you worry what Charlotte thinks about you? Do you think it affects the way she feels about you, your hair?
With looks sometimes.
I don't think anything would change. I'd just try and support him the best that I can. It doesn't bother me about if he's bald or if he's not, or if he's got patches. I still love him, and it's more his sort of pride in how he feels in himself. But I will try and support him and tell him that he looks all right.
I think it's important that you chat about that, and I think having someone like you there telling him whatever happens, I'll be there, is going to actually help the condition as well as you. So, the wedding. I do think you may need at some stage to just make a decision.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
I think once I've done that, injection, if that doesn't work or it doesn't, then I know, well, I've tried, that's all I can do.
Yeah.
And then we can just begin to sort of just move on, forget about it and sort it out from there.
I think you've said the right thing. Your wedding is so much more than how you look.
Yeah.
And that's,
100%.
again, I know that's a cheesy thing to say, but it's true
No,
as
it's
well.
true.
So decide what's important and then just do
Go
it.
for it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Don't let this sort of dictate how your wedding goes. Definitely don't. Because then it's one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think it's maybe just realised that the alopecia shouldn't be ruled in my life.
Let's get you back to the waiting room. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming back. You keep hold of that.
If we want to get married and we know when we want to get married, we should just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's me and you getting married, you're not getting married to my hair.
Please sign up for me here.
I feel positive. I feel like there's actually seems to be sort of a solution.
Take
you.
care.
See you
See you
later.
soon.
Bye.
There's definitely hope, and you know, he might have a bald head for our wedding day, but I'll still love him no matter what he looks like.
After you.
Ah, lovely. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Becky, last room to the right. Okay, lovely. You right over there?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully Becky will get the answers she wants.
Hopefully. Are you worried?
No, not so much. I think Becky's a really strong character. It's just wanting to know now.
Well, I think she's really lucky to have you.
Thank you.
You seem really supportive.
Well, it's a two-way street, really, isn't it? Becky's been there for me when I've needed it, and it's my role as her friend as well as her husband to do it back. I worry that she stresses herself out about it all. I'd say every year around the anniversary of her mum's death is particularly bad.
I worry every day about leaving my family behind, about not seeing their faces, about them having the phone call like I had to say it was too late, your mum's gone. And that's why I'm here, to try and prevent. I want to be there for my children. I don't want my children to feel what I felt. Don't talk about it very much.
Tony,
Yes?
you may go through to treatment room 1.
Thank you for your time.
It's okay.
I split up from my ex-wife in 1987, so I've been on my own probably 30 years. My skin condition on my back has been a constant drain on my confidence. I'm feeling just complete lack of self-esteem.
Come in, sir.
Hello, sir.
Welcome. Please take a seat.
Thank you very much.
Right, so you have an issue with regards to your back.
Yes, 2 years ago, I noticed that spots were appearing, and sometimes they get larger, and sometimes they seep.
Right. May I have a look?
You can indeed.
Okay, if you come across here, sir, and then if you take your shirt off, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Right, so if you turn this way.
I'm not going out because I don't have a social life, so I'm withdrawing from society.
So you've got lots of red areas, and a lot of these are what's called follicular, which means they're arising from your actual hair follicles.
My relationships, friendship and love are non-existent. And I'm enveloped in this doom which I cannot break.
Right, sir. So I suspect actually what you have is a condition called Pittosporum folliculitis. Pittosporum folliculitis is due to a yeast that lives in your back, and no matter how many antibiotics you take, it won't make it better because it's not a bacterial problem.
Understood.
It's more a yeast/fungal type problem. So you probably need a short course of oral antifungals, and that should make a big difference to this within a couple of weeks, I would imagine.
Lovely, thank you.
Hopefully we'll get this sorted out
Thank you
for
very much.
All right?
I'm very grateful.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
You look very happy.
Yes, I am. Yes, because it's progress.
Oh, bless you.
Tony, come on through.
Thanks very much.
So you've seen my specialist,
Yes,
dermatologist. What are your thoughts on what he told you?
Within 5 minutes.
Well, that's a big smile.
In 5 minutes, he came up with conclusions.
Let's try you on the treatment for
Okay,
it and
sure,
see how
sure.
well you respond to it.
Sure, sure.
All right. I think your back is sort of the thing I'm least interested in, and I mean that from a point of view, I think that's relatively simple to sort out. The single most important thing you can do is now lose weight.
Yep.
Because you're so sedentary, you need to sharp up on your diet so much more. That will help with your bowels, all right, and that incontinence that you have when you have to rush to the loo. I think we'll definitely look at giving you something to just help try and unblock everything. I think it may make a big difference.
Yes.
I'm going to get you a dietitian.
Fantastic.
Who's going to sort your diet. Now, it's going to take a lot of hard work on your part.
Yes. I was thinking there's this walk-in football that they're advertising for 60-year-olds. And I keep thinking to myself, well, I could do that. And apparently where I live, there's teams set up and everything, so there's no excuse.
There isn't, is there?
No.
That sounds a really good thing. You'll meet people that way.
Yeah.
And who knows, you might meet...
Yeah, well...
The one.
Well...
Come on, you've got to start believing that. So do you think today has been a help for you?
A revelation, sir.
Yeah.
Honestly, a revelation. It's just given me a direction.
Good.
Any minor improvement in my condition after today and after today is just a bonus, really.
A lot of it's going to be up to you.
Yes, I'm aware
Some
of
of it's going to be up to us together.
Yes.
We're going to see good
I
changes.
hope so, yeah.
All right?
Fantastic.
All right, Tony, my pleasure. Really nice to see you and talk to you. I've enjoyed it.
It's been a pleasure, thank you. Dr. Christian would give me a huge belief in my life that I thought had deserted me. Now I've got hope.
Hi, Tony.
Hi,
Are
how
you leaving now?
Yes, I'm going. Thank you very much.
It was so nice to have you today.
Likewise. Future relationships would be an added happiness to me, an added bonus to me, but I'm not holding my breath. I'll take things as it goes.
Come on and have a seat there for me.
Thank you.
All right, so I examined your breasts. They were absolutely normal. Sent you for a scan. No lumps, no bumps, no cysts, no fibrocystic changes, no masses. You have got nodes, normal nodes, obviously in both armpits, which all people do, not enlarged. Completely normal scan.
That's brilliant.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So I want you to not worry so much about that. From my point of view, I think the thing that's come out of this is the anxiety over your mother and what's happened. You know, it's a horrible thing for someone to go through, to lose their mother at a young age, and I think it's very clear that you haven't come to terms with it completely.
Yeah.
Did you mourn your mother properly?
No, I didn't. I wasn't. It was focused on the baby. So I suppose no, I never really got a chance to. And now I'm too scared to.
Why?
Because if I open that gate, I might not shut it.
Yeah, I know you're emotional now, but you're desperately sort of not trying to let it go.
No,
What are you worried about? I mean, you know, about talking about that side of things.
Just breaking as a person and never being back to where I was.
Why is that a risk? Why might that happen?
Because I've got my children to be strong for, my husband. They don't need to see a mum that cries or
Is that
breaks
not a
down.
very human response to...
Because I don't want them to worry. They know Nanny's in the stars, they know that Nanny looks after them. They're fully aware that my mum died young, and I don't want them to sit there and see Mummy all down in the dumps because of it. That time was horrendous. My mum shouldn't have left me. She should have been there with me with my pregnancy. She should have been around. She was young, she was fit. She shouldn't have been taken so soon. Everyone kept telling me, you've got to focus on your pregnancy, you've got to focus on the baby. You've got to be strong for the baby, but it was my mum I wanted. Didn't want anything else, just wanted my mum.
I think you need to mourn your mother properly. I think you owe it to your mother in a way, you know, should mourn our loved ones, and if you've sort of not done it, mourning, you know, it's a healthy thing to do. I think the fact that you've not done that is resulting in these other anxieties, which I acknowledge are fair, but perhaps a little bit out of control, do you think?
Possibly, yeah.
I'm very conscious as a doctor that sometimes we sort of make a big deal about the wrong thing. But what I definitely don't want to do is make a big deal out of something like breast cancer, where actually I don't think it is such a big deal. And that's not to underplay what happened to your mother at all, but I don't think it's such a risk and such a concern as maybe you've made it out to be in your head.
Yeah.
If I suggested you have some psychotherapy to talk this through, would you be open to that, or does that make you a bit cringy?
Both.
Good, that's all right. Is your husband here?
He is, he's in reception.
Can I have a chat with him?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, about this, just
Yeah.
so he knows, because he's probably worrying about what on earth's going on with you. What's his name?
Nick.
All right, after you.
Thank you. I'm so relieved that there's nothing there. There's nothing hiding away that I can't feel. The relief, knowing that it's all clear, is amazing.
I think there is a sort of a deeper problem in a way, which is kind of unresolved emotional issues. Is that fair? Around your mother's death?
That makes things, it almost makes things make sense. Becky puts on this brave front and holds everything together for everybody else, but doesn't pay herself enough attention.
I'm apprehensive about facing up to things and reliving my mum's death again from day one. And going back to day one, that's a scary place to go. But I need to do it.
All right?
Yeah,
Good.
brilliant.
Nice to meet you.
Fantastic.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You've got to put you above all of us now to work forward for a better, happier future for yourself. And in turn, us and the family. I love you beyond belief.
Cup of tea?
So I've had my first counselling session and that seems to have gone well. Things finally make sense with everything now. It's still a long way to go, but it seems to be helping and putting things into perspective, which in turn is making me and Nick stronger. It's improving the bond with me and the kids. We're enjoying family life again and looking forward to my future.